Hello and welcome to the Everything is Black and White podcast. Time for episode 6 of Just Take 3 with me, Andrew Musgrove. And
Me, Sam Mulliner.
look at you in a very fetching red and blue. Well, it's not red, is it? It's kind of, what colour would you describe? Maroon-esque?
Yeah, maroon.
It's very
Um,
like the new away strip from Newcastle United.
yes, this is what it's based on. It's from Club Golf UK. Get the plug in there because they did send me it. Yeah, and it is based on the classic, well, and now current, I suppose, away shirt. So yeah, the old horizontal stripes with claret and well, not claret, maroon and blue.
Ooh, yes.
Don't want to fall down that hole. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's very, very nice. Not as nice as my jumper that I finally got.
Yeah, update on that because yeah, last week you were feeling a bit sorry for yourself, but good to see you've got yourself one.
Yeah, the good old new black Adidas jumper, white lines down the sleeves, white Adidas logo with the Newcastle United badge on the other side, and it is very nice, very nice. Although I made the mistake of wearing it around my 1-year-old daughter, and so now it's covered in biscuit, which I just realised, which is fetching. I don't think you
Oh,
can see it on the camera, but
better than sick or poo. Is
yeah.
the club badge embroidered?
It's kind of like I would describe it as half and half because one of the things I don't like about strips and training gear is the kind of sticker-esque badge that you get on quite a few of them. I don't
Yeah,
like
awful.
it. Whereas this one, like if you look at it, it looks like it is, but it's not like the traditional one that you used to get in like the Sir John Hall esque. But I don't know. Maybe someone from Adidas can tell me that 100% it is. But to me, I'm going to say it's kind of half and half. But it feels lovely. It feels much better than the sticker kind of type
Right.
that you got. So this jumper is lovely, lovely feeling, looks good. I do recommend, if you're looking for a nice addition to your wardrobe, go and get it. And it's a topical subject as well, because this week's episode is about kits, isn't it, Sam?
It is. Only home ones though.
Yeah.
Don't want to scrub out 2 extra weeks worth of content. So yeah, home shirts on the old desert island. Interesting though. Just for the look or the memories, or just for the will they keep you warm at night?
I think a bit of both. And as we're stuck on a desert island and we're comparing a lot of this to Tom Hanks' Castaway, I think these are actually going to be physical elements on the island. You know that scene when he's sitting on the beach feeling sorry for himself and the items from FedEx start washing up on shore and he goes and he opens them and he keeps one aside, doesn't he? And that's where he finds Wilson as well. That's what we're doing this week. So we're on this desert island. We've watched a few highlight reels from a mysterious electronic object, and then we hear the kind of waves crashing against the shore, and there is a package. And as we open it, we find our 3 Newcastle United home strip picks.
Yeah, depends what delivery company you use. I mean, some might deliver it to the wrong desert island.
Don't name them. Don't name them.
I
Don't do
know.
it. Yeah.
No,
No.
I was what?
Don't even drop a hint. We're not going down that avenue. I'm sick of editing out your libelous claims of that. You keep me awake at night, Sam, thinking, what is he going to say next week? So don't do it. Let's just
Okay,
dive straight into your number 1 pick.
okay. Okay. Well, I don't think we need to spend long on my number one pick, to be honest, because it's blatantly obvious. It's the 95 to 97 home kit. Just the classic Grandad collar, brown ale, Adidas classic. If you were to ask someone about a Newcastle shirt, they'll probably name this one. I don't need to go into masses of detail about it. The only reason I've picked this one is because it's probably the benchmark that all home kits are compared to, and it's just the best kit we've ever had.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Simple as
don't think
that.
many people would argue with you. I've got it on the screen here. Yeah, the good old Grana colour stands out. The Adidas logo actually stands out as well. It's just the word Adidas in a black rectangle um, shape. Obviously, that's on the white, one of the white stripes, but not a traditional Adidas logo as we might think it was.
No, and then there's the patch at the bottom corner as well for authenticity. which you don't really get anymore, do you?
No, I was thinking about this actually. A lot of them, or a couple of my picks have got this kind of patch on the bottom. Yeah, you're right. You don't get it, and I also like the fact it's got another kind of the Adidas tag in the collar as well. Is quite nice. I mean, it's the same one as that's on the front. But do you know what? I think if you ask many people actually to describe this shirt, they might say the Adidas logo. They might actually, physically try and
Yeah.
describe the logo there. Because I have to be honest, off the top of my head, I totally forgot it was just the word Adidas.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe. Um, yeah, when you get a picture of something in your head, and yeah, you might be onto something there. But yeah, I noticed like the previous kits before Adidas, obviously being Castor, they used to have a little kind of stick-on patch, and it was tiny, of kind of authenticity. But mine actually came off. But yeah, that's properly sewn on, embroidered badge, and just looks the part. It's absolutely, yeah. It's just the standard bearer.
Yeah, a fully embroidered badge, which is a little bit different to the jumper that I'm wearing because it is kind of like a patch within the badge inside. But that's a fully embroidered badge on this one, and it is one of the
Well,
most, if not,
nipple chafage wasn't a thing in the 90s.
yeah, very true. I was going to say this is one of the most, if not the most famous Newcastle United strip. Do you know what? I mean, the granite collar is a very famous part of it. I'm not a huge fan of that collar though. I have to. I want more the buttons than anything else. The collar itself, I
I
love, but
loved the buttons. I
buttons.
loved the buttons on mine. Yeah, no, you're wrong. It's great in every way, shape, and form. And that there's a reason why. Like these chats normally take place under the proviso of other than this one, so it just has to be on there.
And is it the design or is it also a bit of memories? Because obviously the 2 seasons that it was
Oh
predominantly
yeah,
known for was.
everything. Obviously, yeah, the 2 seasons we had it, two second place finishes, and yeah, it's just everything. It just encapsulated a moment. It was my first ever kit that I got bought as a lad as well. So yeah, it's just, it's just the one, isn't it?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Is it your favourite Newcastle United home strip? Certainly sounds like it is Sam's. I have to say I love it, but it is not my favourite. And that's going to shock you and make you angry, perhaps.
Doesn't make me angry.
It's going to make you think I don't know about football or something clever that you're going to say now.
No, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, am I?
That's all right then.
You
Yeah, I
never
do love
watched
it.
Inside Out. You've got a child. Have you not watched Disney's Inside Out yet?
No, I've not.
Oh, watch it.
I don't think my little one's old enough yet.
Just brilliant on how to deal with emotions and stuff. Amazing.
I'll have to give it a watch. We're stuck on Fireman Sam at the moment, and there's a there's a character in there that sets fire to something every single week, and all I can think of is that my taxes pay for his rescue because he's the most silliest character I've ever seen. Have
What
you
a prick.
seen Sam? Frustrates me. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand before we lose any more listeners. Um,
Okay.
my first pick. Oh, do you know what? Because when I say first pick, people are going to say, "Is this your favorite one?" And I've got two that I really, really love. I'll tell you what. I'll go for this one first. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
it's an audio podcast, so you have to
I
describe it
know
as
I'm
well.
about to. I'm about to, young man. It's the 2001, 2003 Newcastle United home strip with the NTL as the sponsor. Purple N, green T, green L, and then the colon in purple. You've got kind of one black stripe down the middle, two white either side. The Newcastle United badges in the white, the Adidas black logo, three stripes like the one that we've seen today on my jumper with Adidas written underneath in black, and on the other white stripe. And then the kind of the sleeves are predominantly black. So that's where the other black stripes come in, and it's got like white trim around the bottom of the sleeve and the sides. I love it. The collar as well, V-neck collar, white with a black trim. You've got a white lines across the black of the sleeves. I think it's just a really nice jersey. And obviously it comes with the memories as well of Sir Bobby Robson and Alan Shearer and Craig Bellamy banging in the goals. A really exciting time for Newcastle. And I guess because of my age, you know, that's probably the first era that I properly remember without having to watch the videos, the VHS as we described a couple of episodes ago. Whereas with Kevin Keegan's time, I can remember little bits, but it's not like on my mind. Like the most of it came from highlights. Whereas Sir Bobby's time, I remember it, because it was my me growing up. So this shirt is part of that, and I think that probably puts it at the top of the list for me.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This was kind of my, unlucky fourth, the one that just missed out for me. So yeah, I'm a big lover of this shirt as well. Again, you've summed it up quite nicely, really, about the whole time, and yeah, it's a real kind of clean, crisp looking shirt, isn't it? I love the collar on it as well. Nicely defined little, like, kind of, the collar itself's white, but like with the black trim around it because of the way the shirt is. Yeah, really, really nice, and not a kind of offensive sponsor either. So yeah, very good indeed.
I think it's very simple but effective. I think under
Simple and effective
Puma,
is no means a bad thing at all.
no,
It
not at all.
works,
I
and
think under
it's
Puma and Castor, there was maybe try to be sometimes a little bit too clever. I mean,
trying too hard.
I did like the last Castor home strip. I thought that was a really good way to go out.
Yeah.
But with the ones I've picked, and this one is a really good example of it, it's just very simple. It's exactly what Newcastle United is in terms of the colour and the home jersey, black and white. The stripes, they're not trying to do anything jazzy with it. They're not trying to implement a city skyline in it or, a message in it anywhere. They've just been very simple with it, and it works really, really well. And obviously you've got the bright colours of the NTL, but as you see, it's not offensive. It kind of complements it in many ways, because it is black and it is white, and then you've got this bright colour, especially that green stands out. And it just works. I mean, it probably shouldn't work, but it does.
No, I mean that's the thing with the kind of monochrome look. Adding a bit of colour in there will obviously stand out, and yeah, like you say, it does sort of work when you kind of take the green of the T and the L just as a standalone. You think, well, that's not overly attractive at all, but in the context of the shirt as a whole, it's absolutely fine. Minor um minor issue with the shirt. I think the Newcastle badge was always slightly too small.
Hmm. I was just about to say that when you said minor issue, then I was looking through it and going, "What's he going to pick here?" But yeah, I get that. I get that. But I guess they didn't
I
want
mean,
it
it
to
is
maybe
minor. That's seriously nitpicking.
they don't want it to maybe overpower the Adidas logo and make it look a little bit unbalanced. Maybe. I mean, how big would you want it?
Well, you could fit it in within the confines of the white stripe itself, couldn't you? I'm not saying you don't have to overlap it because then it would look it would look a bit untidy. But yeah, I think there was scope to make it a tiny bit bigger.
Hmm. I mean, a very interesting era as well, as we've discussed there with this shirt and
Champions League
NTL.
season, wasn't it? So yeah, great memories with there.
NTL came on board and actually tried to buy the club, but were shot down, interestingly, by the government. There was I think at the time, Sky were trying to buy Manchester United, and that was rejected.
Yeah.
And then for the similar reasons, NTL was also rejected from buying Newcastle as a whole, which probably would have changed Newcastle's fortunes. Maybe brought a bit more money into the pot, maybe a bit more
Didn't NTL
direction.
go bankrupt?
I think they were sold in the end, rather than going bankrupt. But
Oh, okay.
I think some competitors came in. Yeah, I mean, look, but at the time, NTL were leading the way. They were in the market leaders, and it probably, I mean, on paper, looked a very good deal. But yeah, it was blocked. But I do love this shirt. Really nice shirt. I actually spoke to the chap who headed up NTL not too long ago for an interview, and he says he's got this shirt in his house, and the amount of people that still stop him to this day saying, it's a lovely shirt, and your company was on the front of it, so he's very proud of it.
Oh, so it should be.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
didn't have, I dare say he had absolutely nothing to do with the design. But yeah, every shirt needs a sponsor, as we know now with PSR. It's a vital source of income, isn't it? So yeah, no, fair play. And it's a great shirt, really is. Just narrowly missed out on mine, but yeah, still nice.
Right, we'll go for your second pick then.
My second pick, we're going a few years later from my first pick. We all love a bit of blue, and a bit of blue trim, that is. I don't know what you were thinking, but
I thought you
yes,
meant I thought you meant the boy band. You're going to start singing one. What's it called? One love. That's it, isn't it? One love. And all rise. No, do you know what? If you're pulling a face at the mention of Blue the boy band, you are protesting too much. You know who Blue the boy band are. You cannot have grown up at the same time that they were riding the top of the charts and not know who Blue are. I
so
think you're
anyway, my
protesting
next
them.
pick is this
Yeah.
shirt because
He's clearly
um,
alongside his Alexander Isak posters on the wall. He's clearly got posters of Blue on the wall. He just doesn't want to admit it. Anyway, this is the shirt you're going for, isn't it?
yeah, it's very, very similar to the 95 to 97 home kit, but it's got a fantastic blue trim to it. Obviously, different color. It's not as good as the original, of course, but I really, really like this one. The color's good, and the kind of blue trim around the outside does a lot to kind of emphasize the shirt itself. And again, there's a kind of authenticity patch on the bottom right hand side. Brown Ale still as the sponsor. Final year of the Brown Ale, wasn't it? Before NTL took over, and yeah, it's just a really nice shirt, I think.
So we've got looking at five black stripes across the main part of the shirt. The Adidas is a white Adidas with a symbol, and then the word Adidas, and it's and the second black stripe from the left. It looks like it's actually got a blue trim on it as well, which I didn't realize. I don't know if that's just the image I've got, but does that look right?
What bit are you referring to with the
Well,
blue
the
trim?
Adidas logo looks like it's got a blue trim on it. No,
Don't think it has. No.
from my eyesight it does, but like I say, that
I
might
mean,
not be
I
the
do,
case.
I do own it, but it's in my ottoman at the moment with all the
Run
rest of my
upstairs and get it.
shirts.
No, but anyway, then like as Sam describes, you got a blue trim on the bottom of the collar. You've got a blue trim around the bottom of the shirt and around the bottom of the sleeves, with three white stripes coming down the sleeves. The old Premier League badge, the kind of half star badge with a line in it, foot on the ball, and it's just a nice shirt. And again, it comes at that time with some good memories, some bad memories, but it is a really, really nice shirt. And I suspect it'll be up there for the majority of people as one of their favorites.
Yeah, I think Adidas might just go with a bit of blue trim next season as well, just a hunch. But yeah, it wasn't a particularly great time period, was it? Because this would have been Rude Hullet, the end of Rude Hullet.
Exactly. So Sir Bobby came in 3rd of September,
And then
first
times were great again.
it started to be, and Shearer scored 30 goals that season. And Newcastle ended up finishing 11th. It didn't start great for Newcastle that season, but as you said, Hull left and Sir Bobby came in, and his first game, Sam, what was it?
First game or first home game?
Well, the first game was against Coventry or Chelsea. Go on.
Chelsea
Chelsea lost 1-0, and then the first home game,
was
19th
the
of
8-0.
September, 8-0. Goodness me. I mean, that seems a lifetime ago, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, Shearer getting 5. Who scored the opening goal that day?
I'm going to say Kieran Dyer, Gary Speed.
Nope.
No, Aaron Hughes.
Correctamundo.
36,000 there. But yeah, I mean, I think again for many people, even though Newcastle United just finished 11th, this shirt, because it was the beginning of Sir Bobby's time, will still hold some great memories. I mean, getting to the semi-final of the FA Cup, Rob Lee
Oh,
scoring,
oh, yeah.
sunshine at Wembley. I mean, that's what stands out in my mind about this shirt.
Yeah. Bloody
I mean,
Poya.
in
Yeah, no,
your
no, yeah. It's yeah. There are some standout memories. You're right, and it's kind of a change in tide, wasn't it, from the mire of Rude Hullet and potentially losing Alan Shearer had Hullet stayed, but thankfully his own incompetence sorted that one out. And yeah, the start of the ascendancy back up under Sir Bobby Robson. It's yeah, really nice shirt, and I do. There have been some since then. With a hint of blue trim every now and again. I know Puma did one, and that was the season we got relegated under McLaren / Rafa. They had a slight tinge of blue, which looked quite nice. But the problem with that shirt is god awful sponsor on the front of it and god awful memories as well. But yeah, this one's nice, and I would like to see Adidas maybe do a home shirt next season or whatever with that nice blue trim on.
Interesting. I'm just looking at some images of it here, and if you upturn the collar, it's actually blue underneath, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just
Yeah.
kind of at the bottom of it. And then if you look at the back of the shirt, the lettering is black with a white trim. Again, the numbers black with a white trim, and then the Premier League logo in the bottom.
Mm.
We haven't, or we won't discuss too much detail the back of the shirts, but also that also I think counts to a lot of people's memories and pics if they're doing this at home is how the back of the shirt looks as well.
I mean, yeah, your obvious one there is your 97, 98 one, isn't it? Which I didn't choose because, as if you remember last week, I have it in long sleeve form, which is just wonderful with Batty 4 on the back. But we never win when I wear it. So that, and I remember when we changed that kit from, obviously it was following such a hard act to follow. I hated it when I was a kid when it first came out. I thought that was rubbish. I didn't want to know. And yeah, how could you they replace that shirt? That shirt should be our shirt forever. That 95, 97 one I'm referring to. But it was only until like I got a bit older and thought, God, I didn't know what we had at the time there. I was just a kid, obviously, and it's like obviously now it's one of the classics, isn't it? But yeah, that's another one that kind of just missed out on mine. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
the blue trim one was my second pick anyway.
yeah, that one just missed out on mine. Well, I agree. One of my picks was this blue trim one. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And again,
I
it's
didn't
kind
think
of
that would be the one that we'd both choose. To be honest, I was just expecting we'd both go for 95, 97, and then we'd move on.
too easy, isn't it, to go for that one and agree with that one, I think. And like I say, I do like other home kits better than that 95, 90, 97 one. So, yeah, I mean, this one's just one of my favorites as well. Do you like this one better with the blue trim than the first NTL one? Which one gets your pick?
Ooh,
It's
well,
difficult,
obviously,
isn't it?
obviously that blue trim one because I
Oh,
chose it
because
and
you
I
haven't
didn't
picked
choose
it.
the NTL one, did I?
No, that's true. That's true, actually. Do you know what? The blue trim is very nice, but I'm going to go for that NTL one for me.
Yeah, well, I like I say, it narrowly missed out on mine, so I'm not gonna protest too much. But yeah, because it's both iconic shirts really. But the NTL one was of a better time on the pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, lots of good memories. Okay, well, as you've stolen my second pick, I'll go straight in with my third pick, and I've gone for one that came out a few years before I was born. But I just love it. Every time I see it, I just love it. And I
Ah,
spoke about how simple and effective my first pick was. Well, this is even more simple and effective. I just love the stripes. And I know this one hasn't got a logo on it. Okay, it is the 1987 to 1990 home strip. It comes at a
Umbro.
time when they changed the crest as well. So this kit originally has the NUF crest on with the magpie at the bottom and the little curve on, the one that is currently on the third strip of today's Adidas
Andrew, the
collection.
curve at the bottom is the C.
I know, but is it? I mean, it is, but
What do you mean,
I,
is it?
it is. I
Yeah.
know it is, but I don't like it, mate. I don't like that badge.
I think Adidas missed an opportunity, and I think they would have done this were we to have qualified for Europe for this season. They would have stuck the old trefoil Adidas logo on there to go with the retro NUFC logo on our third kit for this season. I think they missed a bit of a trick there because they've done it with some of the other kind of European teams, haven't they? But
I've
yeah,
got to be honest.
interesting one.
If if it was me picking a retro badge to go for and do what Adidas did, which is actually ironic because both the picks that we've just had, Sam, was the same year that that white and green one came out originally, and obviously the
Yeah.
third strip this year around is what they've kind of ripped there. But this NUFC logo they've got on this third strip, the one that was originally on this one, I just don't like it. And yes, that curve is a C, but if you look at it, I mean, how is it the C? The C like is on its side, it's upside, like it just doesn't make any sense. And if it was me, I'd be going for a totally different badge. You know, you could have gone for the one before that with the magpie on the castle, which I really do like as a badge. Newcastle United Football Club in it. You could even gone for the old City crest, the one that was kind of on the shirt. We had various forms of that badge during the 60s and the 70s. I just don't like this badge that they've got on the third one that was originally on this one. I'll just describe the rest of the shirt to our listeners. It's got 5 black stripes across the middle. It's an Umbro shirt. Black and white stripes on both the sleeves. The collar is a black and white collar with a big
It
white
looks
trim.
grey.
Looks grey? Nah, that's a
That
white.
collar,
That yeah, no, that's white. Definitely white.
that trim on the collar looks grey.
Nah, that's white. That I'm sure someone will correct us, but
Oh, above
my
the
eyes.
white, you clown.
You what?
Above the white bit, there looks like a grey trim.
No, because it's black and white, isn't it? So it's got the top of the collar is a thin black trim. Then it looks like it's kind of another kind of thinner black line. Then it's I think a white, then black again. Then it's the thick under collar that's white before you reach the stripes. I like the fact that it overlaps sort of as well. The trim kind of it doesn't match up. I like that.
Mm.
This one that I've got on the screen has the current day crest, which I think came in to play 87, 88. So this shirt obviously changed crest, but was the shirt for 3-4 seasons. It's just simple. I mean, Newcastle United, black and white stripes, and for me, this is exactly what it should look like. I love it. It's not clever. It's just a thing of beauty.
Hmm.
You not a fan?
I don't know. So I look at that collar. I don't own this shirt, so it's hard for me to tell. But that picture you've got up there definitely looks like there's like a grey outer lining on the collar, which for me is a positive. Um, the Newcastle badge, if anything, is a tiny bit too big for me.
Yeah.
Um,
I
on
thought
that
you
one.
wanted a bigger badge.
Well, I know I want one the right size. Yeah, I don't dislike it. Rule of thumb is I tend not to be a big lover of Umbro, but yeah, there's, I don't dislike it.
I just think it's I just love it. I really, really do.
Have you
I
got one?
just no, I haven't. But you know what? I'm gonna go out and buy one because when we were doing the research for this one, like I had in my head my kind of first picks, but then I went back and I wanted to do it justice and really look at all of them and then make an informed decision because I didn't just want to pick the ones that I'd either owned, wore, saw in the flesh. I wanted to, because we've had a lot of nice kits that were made and worn long before we were born. Some long before our parents were even born. So I wanted to, be fair and really go through them all. And I could have gone for the 1950s kit. I could have gone for the one they wore for the Fairs Cup. They had some nice ones in the 70s as well, especially with the old
Mm.
crest. But this one for me, again, it's just how simple it is. There's nothing clever about it. They've not tried to over design it. They've just sat down. They've gone, what on your cast United? Black and white stripes. Right, here you go. job done. And I actually think the modern day crest on it, so they would have changed after maybe 2 seasons to the updated crest. It makes it such a better shirt than that NUFC upside down on your side C magpie at the bottom badge that was there. I love it.
Good. Good
Come
luck
on then.
good luck trying to find one, let alone buy one.
I'm sure one of them retro sites will have them on sale.
Won't come cheap. Now, as a shirt collector myself, I have every home shirt, and well, I have every outfield shirt since I started supporting the club in '95, bar this year's third kit, and also I have to buy back the old fourth kit from 13-14. But I'm aware of these sites that kind of make the old retro shirts, but it's not actually the retro shirts, but they look the same, bar, this, that, and the other. I can't remember the company's name off the top of my head. And they're all right. If you like them, fair enough. They're not for me, but pay money takes choice. But this shirt, I'd really come close to buying one, because buying an original would cost me four figures. It's the 1974 one. Now, long sleeve, yes, please. And talk about simplicity. This is simplicity. It's black and white stripes with the old badge on the chest in the middle. Bosh. Kind of the collar and the sleeve trim is like a just black and white stripes as well, on the horizontal, when you put it on, and it's just great. And I first came across this shirt because obviously it is older than me. I think I've mentioned on the show a couple of times the old VHS days, and one of the old VHS tapes takes you through the history of the FA Cup and Newcastle's kind of shining moments in the FA Cup. So it shows you all through the 50s and whatnot, and it shows the run to the final in '74. Obviously, we lost the final to Liverpool, but yeah, that whole run in the FA Cup to get there, with Supermac, Alan Gowling, I think as well was around then, and yeah, it's one of them shirts that I think, oh, I wouldn't really like one of them. Yeah, I think it's very special.
It is. The collar's really nice with kind of black trim at the top and the bottom with a thick white line through it. The sleeves, I can't work out if I like the sleeves or not, because it looks like two separate garments. I don't know if it's just the way the arms are folded in this picture, but like,
I don't think the picture does that justice, to be honest. I
no.
think if you had a picture of Supermac there, like wearing it in a game, I think it would probably do it a bit more justice, to be honest, than the one you've used. But yeah, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if I can find a picture and bring it up in a
Well, what are your
better
thoughts
light.
on this badge? Because
Well, I was going to ask you first, because are you a fan of badges being placed in the center? Or are you a fan of the badges being placed
I,
slightly left
I
or slightly to the right?
so I think with these particular old ones, because there's no other logo on the shirt, there's no sponsor, there's no manufacturer label. I think one in the center on the chest, I think works beautifully. Obviously, once you've got to put more stuff on the front of the shirts through sponsorship and this, that, and the other, sleeve sponsors now, and so on, then it doesn't work as well always. But yeah, with these, um, pure simplicity, and I think it looks really smart, really smart, and that badge as well is absolutely superb. You probably know, seeing as though you despise the NUFC badge, you'll probably know a bit more history than I do about this badge in particular.
Well, it's one of the versions of the old city crest, isn't it? And I really
Yeah,
do like it, and it works really well with this design. It also works really well being in the centre because, as you say, there's no sponsor, there's no kit manufacturer to have on, so it works really well. And there's a building in Newcastle, just by Lane 7, the bowling alley, before you get when you get into James Boulevard, which has got the old crest up there. I do like when I drive past it having a little look. But yeah, this badge was used 1969 to 1976, and then the circle badge with the magpie on the castle keep
Yeah.
was then used from 76 to 83. But yeah, big fan of this one. I think they had quite a few different versions of this one actually, but you can see where the modern day badge comes from, because you can see it's very similar. The colors aren't similar, but the design is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. As you say, it's a simple shirt. You've got 3 black stripes across the middle of it, which again, it's just, they're not trying to be too clever with it. They've just been very simple with it, and it's very, very effective.
No, it looks very clean and it looked very smart. Um, yeah, it's a proper job, this one, isn't it? And I'd love to source one. But A, I don't think I'd find one, and B, if I did find one, I don't think I could afford it. Um, and then again, I'd want to wear it as well. So it's just a bad idea from start to finish, isn't it? Me trying to get one of these, but maybe I should. Maybe I should try and get one of just the kind of off the retro manufacturers or whatever, because it does look the part, doesn't it?
So I've put another picture of it on the screen there, from July 1975. Do you know who this player is? You want to take a guess? He looks very scary, doesn't he? He looks like he's scared.
I'm trying to stare him out.
It's Mickey Burns.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that. I do apologise. Sorry for the elder statesmen who watch and listen. I do apologise. So I obviously heard the names, but like putting names to faces from that era wouldn't be my strong suit of a man in my 30s. But yeah, it does look better. You see my point now.
Yeah,
It does look better on
yeah.
than like hung up in a kind of
The,
crass way.
the collar looks absolutely superb on this. It
Yeah,
really, really does. And yeah, you're right. The sleeves look much better than them when it is hanging up. So
yeah.
that original picture doesn't do it justice. The collar, though, I mean, that is a fantastic collar. It really, really is.
Yeah, I did so Alan Partridge then.
I know. But I mean,
But
this whole episode's been very Alan Partridge, if we're being honest.
yeah, yeah. Um, the collar has been kind of imitated quite a lot since in future shirts, or whether you want to put it as imitated or paying homage to. But yeah, that's it's very very good.
Mickey Burns, striker for Newcastle United, scored 39 goals in 145 appearances between 1974 and 1978. Also had quite the record at Middlesbrough as well a few years later, 24 and 61. But I think he was a Blackpool legend more than anything. But yeah, Mickey Burns there, the man on your screen. Now, going back to Castaway, Sam, he keeps one parcel. He doesn't open the parcel because he wants to. When he gets back to his home, he's going to drop the parcel off, and he does at the end, doesn't he? Which one are you not opening out of your 3? Which one are you keeping aside?
I think that's 70s one because I don't want to damage it. I wouldn't want to get. I don't want to get sand or sea on it.
You're going to
Um,
choose. You're going to use one as a fishing net to try and get yourself some
I'm not using
supplies.
any. I'm not using any Newcastle shirt as a fishing net. Absolutely not. No, I'm not. No, these are purely for aesthetic purposes. Not any kind of. They don't need to be used in any kind of Ray Mears or Bear Grylls scenario.
So even if it meant catching some food or rainwater, you're not using them as tools.
No.
That is commitment. That's literally giving your life up for the club. It is.
Uh, I don't know. There are other ways.
Out of the 5 that we've got, because we have picked one the same,
Yeah.
do you want to order them? I'll give you a chance for you to order them from 5 to 1 as being your favourite.
Ooh, right, your Umbro one's 5.
Okay.
NTL 4.
This is scandalous. Now,
The blue
you're...
trim 3.
Ooh. Like how your choices are just the top 3
Oh,
here.
well, of course. Why else? You asked my opinion. Of course, I'm going to choose the ones I've thought long and hard about. 70s 2. That was tough, by the way. And yeah, the original 95, 97, the one and only, is number
There we
1.
go. I mean,
What?
in terms
How would you order them?
do you know what? That 70s one is a thing of absolute beauty, to be
Isn't
honest
it?
with you. Uh, it's difficult because I'm going to get pelters if I put the 95 one at the back, aren't I? Probably the 80s one first. 5th, sorry.
Oh, I don't know about
And then blue trim 4th. And
that. Hang on, we've gone from first to
no,
fourth.
we've gone from 5th. I'm saying 5th. I meant to say 5th, but I said first. So 5th is the 80s one for me.
Okay, good.
Then 4th would be the blue trim.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3rd, the 95 one.
You think the NTL one is better than the one and only?
NTL 2nd, and then the 70s one. I do actually think that. Do you know what's got it?
Oh,
Is the collar. The collar for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
The
yeah.
collar. That 95 one, thing of beauty, great memories, but it's not my favourite. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys listening or watching, and not to you either, Sam. I'm going to be true to myself. And there it is in my list, 3rd, and I've probably been a little bit kind actually to it as well, to avoid getting any tomatoes thrown at us when I walk down the street. But what a wonderful show. That's very nice, that. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
lovely stuff. Yes,
Let us know in the
absolutely, Mark.
comments if we've missed any shirts out. If we put shirts that you don't think deserve to be in this list, that don't deserve to be on a desert island with us. Let us know if there's any shirts you think would be excellent to catch some fish or to secure some rainwater. We've gone very partridge here, haven't we? This has been episode 6 of Just Take 3.
Don't bring me into this. Don't. I mean, no, it was you, not we, not we. Anyway,
Again,
I'm seeing you Sunday anyway, aren't I, for my sins at the Spurs game?
I think again you protest too much. This has been a joint effort. You're the guy that works in the garage, and I'm Alan Partridge, apparently. Yes,
I
this has
am
been.
not Michael.
Um,
You're the Geordie. You're Michael.
okay, are you a fan of James Bond?
I'm the broadcaster.
Are you a fan of James Bond?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, you can be Partridge then.
Yeah, I'm going to watch The Spy Who Loved Me now.
Okay, go on. Don't get Bond wrong. Anyway, ladies and gents, episode 6 of Just Take 3. I hope you guys have enjoyed us. Leave us a rating review. Give us a thumbs up. If you want to suggest some topics for us to discuss in the next coming weeks, you can send an email to the AIBWpodcast@reachplc.com, or you can find me on X at AD Musgrove and Sam at
Sam Mulliner. Clues in the name.
Oh, you've got some attitude on you today, haven't you? Right, there you go. Drop us a line either way with some suggestions and we'll try and cover them. But this has been episode 6. We're stuck on a desert island and we've picked home strips this time around. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you.